For millions of Americans, office jobs can feel like the only jobs. But for workers like me to be here,
Hey, long time no see.
Yeah, no.
there need to be people like Mohammed Salim, who for the past 10 years has run a newsstand inside the CBS Broadcast Center in Manhattan. It was a dream location for him and his wife Shaista.
This is a Monday to Friday business, right? And it's like morning to evening, not too many long hours.
This was a good job to have.
Good job to have.
But as the coronavirus spread in March of 2020,
It's going to be a new reality in this city.
the city, the nation, and our building closed, meaning the Salims were closed as well, for more than a year. When they finally could reopen, they found thousands of dollars worth of expired food that had to be tossed and repurchased.
If you don't mind me asking, like, what portion of your savings have you had to spend to stay afloat?
Like, approximately, I spent already $25,000.
Mohammed has been driving for Uber while waiting for his business to bounce back. But so far, New York's grand reopening hasn't been so grand.
How does the foot traffic and the business today compare?
10% right now, 10% people are here in the building,
Wow.
right? Used to I do $1,000 a sale for day
For a day?
for a day before. Now it's like approximately $200.
Oh, wow.
And what's happening here is happening all over. Before the pandemic, New York's Hudson Yards opened 4 gleaming new office towers and dozens of retail and food locations to serve the workers inside them. Workers who are only just now and just barely trickling back.
First day back since February 2000.
First day back,
2020, yeah.
wow. How many people are back in your office?
Not everyone, and you got to be flexible. Everybody's
Yeah.
got their own decisions to make.
But I mean, is it like 10% back, 30% back?
20?
20? Yeah, 20%? Okay.
That means a lot less business for people like the local dry cleaner.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
how
Nice
are
to meet you.
Diwi Indawati is the manager here. In buildings where her delivery guy once collected heaps of business casual office clothes to be cleaned and pressed, he now sometimes walks away with nothing.
So this is pre-COVID, business booming, big cart.
Right,
This is now.
now, sometimes it's empty.
Lately, she's been calling longtime customers to find out when or if their business might return.
I try to make with the customer like a family, like a friend.
Yeah.
So like, hey, how you doing, huh? How you doing? Like, you always say that to them.
And then are they going to come back to you?
Yes, but sometimes, oh, I work at home. I'm with my mom. You know, what can I say? Oh, okay. When you coming back? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe not.
The reality is some may never come back. Office vacancies across the U.S. have risen above 16%. And one survey shows 3/4 of companies here in New York still have no plans to bring employees back to the office full time.
Hey guys, how are you?
That fact is killing the Hudson Yards Cafe and the food cart's co-owner, Alex Campos.
How were things going before coronavirus?
Oh, excellent.
Excellent.
Yes, excellent.
But now business is still down 95%. Pastries that used to sell out by 10 in the morning still crowd the window long after lunch. And when we met him, Alex was close to his breaking point.
I mean, I've been working really hard.
He's having a moment?
Yeah.
All these months later, it's still difficult to process
You okay, bud?
Yeah.
how it all went so wrong so quickly, and why towers that should be filled with people are not.
You okay?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What are you feeling right now?
I work too hard, and I think for one day you just lost everything.
And there are a lot of livelihoods at stake here. Businesses like food carts, dry cleaners, newsstands, you add them all up, and it employs more than 150,000 Americans. That was as of 2019. 28%, almost a third of those jobs disappeared last year alone, and that may only be the start of a major shift. According to one expert we'll talk about in our next hour, this could be the beginning of the end of this model. I mean, my eyes almost fell out of my head when Mohammed in our building told me he'd spent $25,000 of his own savings just to restock his store. And it's not like we're all back in business here and he's making his money back. He's not.
Tony, what I love about your journalism and the reporting that you do is you often make us think about our place in the world and how we're interconnected with the world around us in ways that we don't sometimes consider. Mr. Salim works in our building.
Yep.
And we hadn't thought about that.
Nope, I'd never thought about that, never thought about dry cleaning, and was really touched by the man who got emotional with you. And he said something very poignant when you said, I work so hard, and then you lose it all in one day. Through no fault of your own.
Right. No. And you know, he's at the pinnacle of his career. He and his partner worked for years to get a corner like that with 4 new buildings. And he was set up to make money. And instead, it's just going to go away. That 150,000 number for jobs, I mean, that's the size of the oil and gas extraction industry in this country. That's bigger than the coal industry. It's a major part of our economy, and it's really hurting.
It takes me back to what Anthony Fauci said when he was here, that we can control this. If we do the right thing and get the vaccine, everybody can go back to work.
Yeah.
You can go back to work.
Culturally, though, we may decide we don't want to.
Yeah.
If Mr. Salim is watching, I'm coming downstairs today.
Yeah.
I'm going to be buying some food.
All right, I'm sure he is. All right, and tomorrow our series, The Work Shift, will look at the exodus from big cities into small towns and rural areas during the pandemic as people move closer to nature. See how these population changes have unintended consequences like soaring, absolutely soaring housing prices. But first, it is 8:11. Time to check your local weather.